History is full of firsts.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, I hope everyone can enjoy.
Calls in the storms Thursday.
Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crew's here telling her.
This is the first time in a long they had 11. See the sum of your pay.
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from Spring to College Station following.
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Channel 2 News begins right now with breaking news.
Breaking now, an investigation inside Lone Star College in Kingwood that put the campus on lockdown.
Law enforcement went in after an emergency call led to a search on campus. Channel 2's Roseanne Aragon is live near the campus in Kingwood with the latest. Roseanne?
That's right. This is the vantage point we have right now. We're told, as far as we know, is that the Kingwood campus has been cleared. But behind me, you see police are directing traffic. You could see students and staff waiting outside as investigators try to secure the scene. The call came around 1:30 this afternoon. This is what we know. It all started as a call of shots fired this afternoon. And as law enforcement worked with Lone Star College to figure out what happened, out of precaution, there was an emergency alert issued to students and staff saying this is not a drill and instructing them to find a nearby classroom and lock the door. Houston police and Harris County deputies responded to investigate. It is unclear whether there's an actual threat at this time. Lone Star College police confirmed that all rooms at LSC Kingwood have been cleared and students and staff are being escorted off campus. Now you can see all of the entrances to the college right now are being blocked off by law enforcement as they try to secure the scene and figure out exactly what is going on. Now, the sheriff did tweet that it could have potentially been sounds that people heard from a car with a backfiring issue. Again, investigators are working on confirming what exactly was the cause of this alarm. For now, everyone coming into the college is being redirected and students and staff remain outside. We will have the latest as we get it. That's all we know right now. Reporting live from Kingwood, Roseanne Aragon, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Appreciate the update, Roseanne. Thank you. Harris County now taking legal action against the company in Northwest Houston where an explosion killed 2 employees and damaged hundreds of homes and structures.
We're also hearing from a man who also is suing Watson Grinding and Manufacturing after he says he escaped death by seconds when the explosion happened. Channel 2's Marianne Martinez is live in the Spring Branch area of Northwest Houston where this all happened. Marianne.
That's right. Both of these lawsuits coming down today. The one from Harris County saying it is suing on behalf of the people of Harris County, and the other lawsuit from former Watson employee Sean Rangel, who says the only reason why he was not here at this plant on Friday morning is because he got pulled over on his way to work. Now he too making claims in his lawsuit about what he saw and joining that growing number of litigation against Watson Grinding and Manufacturing.
I couldn't hear. I still can't hear. My eye, I hope it get it it's so bad they couldn't even look into my eye.
Sean Rangel fears he will lose an eye, maybe his hearing. He was parking his truck Friday morning as he arrived at work at Watson Grinding and Manufacturing. He saw his friend and co-worker Frank Flores, one of 2 Watson workers who died in the blast. Then it happened.
I looked behind and it was gone, everything, the building, smoke, and at that moment I knew I lost my friend.
He's now suing his former employer and making explosive claims that he saw chemical leaks at the plant before.
They would just get some kind of sealer to patch it. They would never try to cut the whole pipe. They wouldn't shut the system down to replace the whole pipe. They would just patch it so we could keep on running.
The lawsuits against Watson are piling up. A court hearing today allowed a temporary restraining order so lawyers can preserve evidence.
And I will tell you that the city attorney is in communication with their legal counsel, because I have said to them they need to step up sooner rather than later and set up at least calls or contact information where people can call, make claims.
Rangel, who worked at Watson for 6 years, says the company has not reached out to him to see how he's doing.
I'm blessed that I'm here. I might lose an eye or ear or whatnot, but they can't replace him. You know, he had a granddaughter, he has kids. They can't replace him. That's what I want to, you know, they need to be responsible for what they done to him.
Rangel tells us that over the weekend, Watson called an employee meeting asking people to come by, talk to authorities, and also offering some sort of a payout. However, he chose not to attend that meeting. Reporting live from Northwest Houston, Marianne Martinez, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Marianne, thank you. We want to talk about our weather now as temperatures begin to cool down this afternoon.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of sun earlier, but it looks like it's not so nice out there at this point, Frank.
You know, it's almost like the sky lightened up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah-ish.
So it looked a little better, but you're right. It's cloudy skies and it's cool out there. Temperatures continue to be right there in the mid-50s, so we're not seeing much change there. It looks like we'll see 55 at Houston, 54 Tomball, 57 in Pearland. Triangle Energy Camera continues to show pretty much the same thing everywhere. Right there in the mid and upper 50s, a little bit of an east and northeast wind thanks to that high pressure system. But this flow coming in from the south, those two are producing this cloud cover. Not much rain to speak of. You may have seen a spritz on the windshield. Down to the south around Bay City, we saw a little shower moving through. And honestly, that's it. The computer model wants to continue to push a little something through here, but I think it's seeing more a reflection of the clouds. So if you get a little sprinkle on your windshield, that's going to be about it. Friday, I have some new model runs to show you on that. Jackets certainly for tonight and tomorrow. And then I'll show you those Friday rain models. And then the February beginning. What a Super Bowl weekend. That's straight ahead. Keith?
All right, Frank, thank you. A 14-year-old Dayton ISD student has lost his life after he was hit and killed by a vehicle while crossing a road this morning. That student's name is Tyrese Manigo. This all happened on Highway 321 and County Road 676. Channel 2's Hannah McKenzie is live near the scene of the accident with more. Hannah.
So just behind me over there is where Tyrese Manigo was hit and killed earlier this morning. Now, this is a fairly busy stretch of roadway. There are no traffic lights or stop signs, just fast-moving vehicles whizzing right on by. Cars and trucks flying down Highway 321. The speed limit is 65 miles per hour. No match for a young boy on a bicycle. 14-year-old Tyrese Manigo was hit and killed here near the intersection of County Road 676 just before 7 a.m.
The young man was riding his bike to school and attempted to cross Highway 321 when he was struck by a southbound vehicle.
The small community of Dayton now reeling, says Patty Jett, who works for the city.
We're a very small community. We're a very close-knit community. And so, you know, just community-wide, our hearts are breaking.
Manigo, an 8th grader at Woodrow Wilson Junior High, was about 4 miles from the school when he was struck. The driver remained on scene and is not expected to face charges. Of course, as you can imagine, when something like this happens in a small town, this area is completely rocked. I've been
been talking to parents all afternoon, and one woman just came up to me a short while ago to let me know that the basketball games being played tonight at the junior high that Tyrese went to are dedicating their games in honor of him. And after those games, a couple of the players plan to come over here to this area to set up a memorial. Reporting live in Dayton, Hannah McKenzie, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Hannah, thank you. Now to the latest on the coronavirus, which the World Health Organization has now declared a global emergency. This after the number of confirmed cases went up more than tenfold in just a single week.
We also have learned of the first person-to-person transmission of coronavirus here in the U.S. The new patient is the husband of a woman in Chicago who was diagnosed with the virus after traveling to Wuhan, China. That brings the total number of cases of coronavirus in the U.S. to 6, with patients in Illinois, Arizona, California, and Washington State. The virus also is having an impact on oil prices due to concerns that it could affect the economy. Prices fell more than 2% today, with West Texas Intermediate crude now at $52.63 a barrel. We will have a closer look at the impact of coronavirus here and in other parts of the world coming up at 4:30.
Police are working to learn what led up to a deadly shooting in Northeast Houston earlier this morning. This all happened around 9:45 at an apartment complex on Sterlingshire and Balsam. That's near Tidwell and Mesa. Police say a man had been shot at that apartment. He was taken to the hospital from another location but did not survive his injuries. At this time, no word on a motive or any arrests in the case. Police and FBI agents have arrested 5 accused bank robbers after a chase that ended in southwest Houston. The suspects are accused of robbing a Wood Forest National Bank inside of a Walmart near the Beltway in Bissonnette this morning. The FBI says 2 of the suspects are believed to be these men who robbed the Wood Forest National Bank inside the Walmart on Tomball Parkway back on January 12th.
A new era begins for Astros baseball as the team introduced their new manager this afternoon.
Yeah, Sports Director Randy McAvoy just returned from Minute Maid Park, joins us with more on the arrival of Dusty Baker as the new skipper.
Yeah, he said all the right things today. Definitely you want to win the news conference that first day. Dusty Baker certainly did that. A new manager indeed is on board, and in 10 days, Dusty Baker will arrive in West Palm Beach, Florida for the start of spring training. When he gets there, the process of getting to know his players and building some trust will actually begin. Now, Baker told us today he woke up at his home in Sacramento this morning at 2 a.m. He couldn't go back to sleep. He was fired up for this flight to Houston, where he was officially introduced at Minute Maid Park this afternoon. The 70-year-old Baker, handpicked by owner Jim Crane, and is on board with a 1-year deal that includes an option for 2021. Baker says he'll get with his players once camp opens, deliver his message that will focus on unity. Baker was also asked about he, as a manager, will handle the chaos that will certainly come the Astros' way each and every time they're on the road throughout the season.
You know, I've been through a lot of things in my life. You know, I feel that I can help the players. I feel like I can help this organization. I feel like I can help the city. You know, I wasn't here, you know, when a lot of this happened, but I followed it. And I felt very, very badly for, you know, the city and the organization and, you know, whatever players were involved. But, you know, this is a new beginning. It's a new beginning for us, a new beginning for me.
Baker is an old-school baseball man that embraces analytics as well, the role that plays in the game. He says for his career, this will be his last stop, and he'd like nothing more than, of course, to win that World Series title, something that's eluded him during his 22 years as a manager. All right, the other big story, Super Bowl 54. We're a little bit more than 3 days away now from kickoff between the Chiefs and the 49ers. Our Ari Alexander is in Miami taking in the festivities and the fan experience ahead of Sunday's big game. Hey, Ari.
Hey, Randy, I'm just live here in South Beach, trying to just blend in with my environment earlier. We caught up with former A-Leaf Taylor, Texas A&M tight end Martellus Bennett. He even won the Super Bowl in his hometown of Houston. Said he cried before the game, but now he's a renaissance man. He's developing apps, ice cream flavors. He even wrote a children's book, and that's what we talked about at the NFL Experience.
Dear Black Boy is about changing the mindset of how we see ourselves, because a lot of times in society, the black boy puts his worth tied in or his value into being athletics or to his sports. So here's about saying, no, you're valuable whether you play sports or not, and the whole world, everything the world has to offer is on the table.
Yeah, good to see Martellus going from football into other things in his career. And we've got plenty more coming up throughout the week. We talked to DeAndre Hopkins today. We got Deshaun Watson tomorrow and a Chiefs legend. That's coming up later as we are live here on South Beach. Reporting from Miami, Ari Alexander, KPRC, Channel 2 Sports.
All right, Ari, appreciate it. Counting down to the big game. More coming up at 5 and 6 o'clock, plus more with Dusty Baker now on board. He's going to be a busy man coming up here.
Without a doubt. All right, Randy, thank you.
All right, we have more coverage ahead of Super Bowl 54, including a look at one Houston native who will play this Sunday. You'll find it all on our sports page.
More tributes for the late NBA legend Kobe Bryant.
Coming up, you'll hear from the local rapper who had a chance to record a song with Kobe a number of years ago.
And the dangerous situation caused by a sinkhole big enough to swallow a home.
You're watching Channel 2, Houston's home for news.
A large sinkhole opened up at a mobile home park near Tallahassee, Florida, swallowing part of a home there. Look at that. One resident described hearing a loud sound and then seeing the ground suddenly swallow trees and her neighbor's porch. Luckily, no one was at home when this happened. The sinkhole is still active and continuing to grow. As a result of the sinkhole, 2 families have been displaced.
That is scary stuff right there. My goodness.
Wow. At least nobody was home.
Yeah, without a doubt. Okay.
I mean, that was close. Okay, so we're just one more day to the weekend, right?
I know.
That's right.
Almost there.
As we go right in, go right out of January into February.
Already it's
January
here,
feels like it's been at least 6 months, though.
I know. Right?
Am I right?
Yeah. Right. You're right. Look at this morning down in Sargent. How about that?
Wow.
I know.
That's beautiful.
Makes you want to grab a beverage, and just kind of chill out.
Start the weekend early.
Yes.
Well, give me coffee if you want.
There you go. High tree pollen. Elm is the highest, but cedar is a bit on the board also. Most sports, no problems there. Air quality's good. Triangle energy camera. Some gloomy skies. We had a little bit of sunshine breakthrough, or at least try to, but didn't make, I'm afraid, much of an impact. 55 right now. Northeast winds at 7. Look at that gray sky. Down on the beach, 58. Northeast winds at 12. A lot going on in Galveston this weekend. It's going to be sunny and cool. You just got to get to Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures will be in the 60s for highs and the 50s for lows. Right now, speaking of 50s, there's a lot of that. 54 Dayton, 55 Hobby, 53 in Conroe. Not much change, and you can see the winds out of the northeast and the cloud cover locking those temperatures in. We'll go down into the 40s tonight, but it's not going to get terribly colder than what we have right now. We're looking for 54, 55 as we go right through 7 o'clock. Much of the evening staying right there in the 50s, and then as we go into the overnight, look for 47, 48 around town at 6 a.m. Lower 40s back out toward College Station. It's just that cloud cover sort of blanketing the area. Then the afternoon tomorrow, look at that. The sunshine is back with us, and temperatures make it to 62 degrees. So a little warmer tomorrow than it was today. Not much in the rain department. You may have seen a little bit out of this, but hardly anything registering. A lot of that, I think, evaporated before it reached the ground. And right now, looking at this system, which doesn't look like much, this high pressure is strong enough that's going to keep this low to the south of us, it looks like. This is the latest model run. For tonight, maybe a sprinkle, but look at Friday, 5 o'clock in the morning. Here are the showers continuing to push through the Gulf. So other than maybe a coastal sprinkle tomorrow morning, I'm keeping it dry. It looks like it will continue to be dry right on into the weekend. There's that low goes. Friday, the sun comes out. It stays with us for Saturday and Sunday. This high begins to warm things up into the low 70s once we get into Sunday. Even Monday, although there's a slight chance of rain on Monday, a little better chance Tuesday with this next front, perhaps lingering into Wednesday. Wednesday's going to be colder for us. Not looking for any frozen precipitation here, and really not a lot of rain. Here's a look through next weekend, or Wednesday, the weekend and Wednesday, and it all comes out to maybe half an inch of rain. We need some, though. This is the drought monitor that comes out on Thursdays. The yellow is abnormally dry to moderate and even severe areas of drought across southeast Texas and much of Texas. Even areas around Del Rio and Laredo look to be extreme to exceptional. So we need the rain, but it doesn't look like we're going to get it, certainly not today or tomorrow. 10% chance is it. Overnight lows down there into the 40s. A little breezy for us tonight, so not a great haircast, I'm afraid. Tomorrow looks a lot better. Those pre-dawn coastal showers are it. And then Saturday, we got sunshine, Groundhog Day, Super Bowl Sunday, terrific weather. This next front Tuesday cools us down into the 50s and 40s, even some 30s next Thursday, a possibility. So a little bit of a roller coaster, but as far as any big rain event, not this weekend, and certainly not tonight or tomorrow morning. It's all out of here probably by the time you wake up, sir.
Yeah,
and have that first coffee.
Yes, by the beach or by the
wherever
it is. Yes.
He was just telling me how much he hates the cold weather.
I'm with him. I mean, yeah.
That's why we're in Houston.
Well, I don't go through summer. I don't go through our summer to have cold weather.
Exactly.
Hey,
my goodness.
I'm with him.
All right.
Frank, thank you. All right, still to come, some good news when it comes to life expectancy here in the U.S., what the CDC says led to that number going up.
And praise in the classroom, how more positive reinforcement from teachers could help students fare better in school. Topping your health headlines, the life expectancy in the U.S. has gone up for the first time in 4 years.
The CDC says the life expectancy in 2018 was 78.7 years. That is up from 78.6 back in 2017. Researchers say a big factor for the increase is that drug overdose deaths fell. Another factor was that cancer deaths dropped 2.2% over that same time period. More praise in the classroom could help children do better in school.
That's according to researchers at Brigham Young University. They found the more teachers praised students, the more focus those kids had on their schoolwork and lessons. Researchers say children's behavior improved when teachers focused more on praising students for good behavior and less on reprimanding them for behaving badly. The Hummer is making a comeback. Coming up, what GMC says will make this version different than all the others.
And can't wait for Valentine's Day. Yes, it is coming up. Hint, hint, what Dunkin' has on its menu to help you celebrate the holiday.
All right, for those of you who love traffic, or maybe you don't, we're going to give you some traffic times out there right now. Things looking really good in most directions. Right now, it's going to take you 38 minutes to get out to Katy from downtown Houston on the Katy Freeway. If you're going up to Cypress on 290, under 20 minutes. And if you're headed to Pearland on 288 from downtown Houston, right now, it's going to take you just over 20 minutes.
Welcome back. GMC is bringing back the Hummer, and they say this one will not be a gas guzzler.
Yeah, the new Hummer EV will be all electric. So far, the company has been teasing the vehicle with images like this one, but will air a full commercial during the Super Bowl. GMC says the new Hummer will feature 1,000 horsepower and go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3 seconds. You still have to wait a little while to get one, though. Production won't start until the fall of next year.
All right, Valentine's Day is still about 2 weeks away, but Dunkin' already wants to help you celebrate. The chain now has a pink velvet macchiato, which combines red velvet cake flavor and cream cheese icing. It's part of Dunkin's limited time menu of romantic choices of food and drinks.
Well, thank goodness for Dunkin'. That was a good reminder. I almost forgot.
It's about 2 weeks, All right, a 9-year-old boy is being called a hero after saving a life.
Coming up, how he jumped into action to save his cousin from choking.
And Jerry Seinfeld is ready to give his fans some more laughs. Still ahead, details on the new book he plans to release this year.
New news at 10. Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News at 4.
New developments in the spread of the coronavirus, what the CDC is now saying about the illness and the plans to fight it.
The NBA announces new plans to honor Kobe Bryant as more touching tributes are shared. Plus, a local rap artist shares his connection to the basketball legend.
Texan star J.J. Watt is getting ready to shine in the Big Apple. What you need to know before he stops by The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. But we begin with new developments on the spread of the coronavirus. Today, the World Health Organization declared the outbreak a global health emergency.
This comes after U.S. health officials reported the first U.S. case of person-to-person spread of the virus. China has reported more than 7,800 cases, including 170 deaths. 18 other countries, including the U.S., have also reported cases. NBC's Wendy Woolfolk has the latest on the race to stop the spread of the illness.
For the first time, human-to-human transmission of the deadly coronavirus here in the U.S.
This person-to-person spread was between two very close contacts, a husband and wife. The virus is not spreading widely across the community at this time.
The husband of a suburban Chicago woman testing positive. The couple now isolated in the hospital. The woman in her 60s returned from Wuhan, China, the outbreak epicenter, with symptoms in mid-January.
Public health officials are investigating locations where this second patient has visited in the last 2 weeks and any close contacts who were possibly exposed.
While this infection brings the total case number to 6 nationwide, health officials believe the risk to the general public remains low. There are still 195 Americans voluntarily quarantined, undergoing screenings at an Air Force base in California after returning from Wuhan Wednesday. As the number of confirmed cases in China is rapidly approaching 8,000, Amazon is suspending travel there, and Google is temporarily closing offices and also restricting travel. Right now, health officials don't think face masks are necessary here in the U.S. The best line of defense? Washing hands and covering your mouth when you cough, as the world grapples with how to contain the outbreak. Wendy Woolfolk, NBC News.
It is a case that has taken the nation by storm. An Austin mother, Heidi Broussard, abducted and found murdered in Northwest Houston. This week on Dateline, we are getting an inside look at the case days after her friend Megan Faramuska was charged with capital murder.
She premeditated all of this, and it's something that she did, and it's like me and my husband, we really want to know why. Why would you hurt a friend? You know, you're supposedly be her friend. Why would you do that? And we would just like to know why.
More of that interview and a closer look at the investigation this Friday on Dateline. You can watch it right here on Channel 2 at 9 o'clock.
We want to remind you about a major traffic alert for drivers that will impact Houstonians for the next month. TxDOT is set to close all main lanes in both directions of the West Loop at the Southwest Freeway for several weekends. The construction will begin tomorrow night at 9 p.m. and then last till Monday at 5 a.m. The closure will continue on weekends until February 24th. Crews are hanging bridge beams to widen a connector ramp.
All right, we'll turn now to our weather. You know, the sun put up a little bit of a fight, but the clouds have just been a little too dominant today.
I know, a little too dominant. They could just like back off just a little going into the weekend, Frank.
I know, but you know what? The sun's going to win tomorrow.
All right, we love it.
Just in time for February.
Yes.
I know. So in the meantime, temperatures on the cool side, the cloud cover hanging in there tough. So if you found any sun, maybe a little bit, but we got the lights on already for the cars. So you know it's gloomy out there. Right there in the low to the mid-50s, this high bringing in a north and easterly wind, but we have a south wind, two together giving that south wind a little lift. So we're getting, as a result, the cloud cover hanging in there. It's not going to change a lot. We had a few showers down to the south earlier, but not much now. And the Futurecast wants to continue to at least give us a chance for a sprinkle as we go into this evening and the overnight. But it's really just a chance, and that's about it. So coming up, it's sweater weather for sure. We'll talk about the temperatures and finally when it really warms up. And then a few sprinkles to tell you about that super duper weekend forecast straight ahead. Keith?
All right, thank you, Frank. Today, the NBA announced that it will honor Kobe Bryant during NBA All-Star Weekend in Chicago next month.
One of the tributes will include a nod to Bryant's number 24 jersey. Meanwhile, there's a growing memorial outside the Mamba Sports Academy. Kobe, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others were headed there on Sunday when they were killed in a helicopter crash. Since then, the training facility has been closed. Today, athletes, young and old, return to train there. This comes as many people continue to remember the NBA legend, including a local rapper with a special connection. Channel 2's Shania Wright has more.
And I'm here with my man, Mr. Kobe Bryant.
At only 12 years old, Jay Xavier landed the interview of a lifetime.
I want to ask you, what would you like to say to encourage the victims out there, man?
You know what? I think what I would like to say to them is to stay strong.
I remember him saying, hey, I'm here, you're here, we're all here. In other words, man, we're going to band together.
They're not alone. We're here. I'm here, you're here. We're all here to support them.
5 years after that interview, that's Jay Xavier and Kobe Bryant rapping together.
He took it as if, you know, he knew me personally for years, you know, and that I'm like, man, you know, such a great person, you know, that I had a chance to interact with.
Jay will never forget the moment he learned that Kobe Bryant had died.
Yes, actually, I just was getting ready to leave church. I would say, yeah, it was a weight of sadness. Like, oh my God, you know, this can't be true.
What should we be expecting from the Lakers this year?
You know what? You're gonna see a well-oiled machine.
The legendary basketball player who, for this Houstonian, was also a mentor and fellow artist. Jay Xavier referred to Kobe as the epitome of greatness. He also mourned the loss of Kobe's daughter, Gianna, who Jay thought would be the one to push her father's legacy forward on the basketball court. Tanaya Wright, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Beyonce is paying tribute to the late basketball legend. On Instagram, she shared a now famous image of Bryant on the sidelines at a Lakers game, kissing his daughter Gianna on the head. In her caption, she wrote, "I will continue to diligently pray for your queens. You are deeply missed, beloved Kobe." Beyonce also posted separate photos of a young Kobe and Gianna.
Our new series, Bells for Abigail, is off to a tremendous start. We asked Channel 2 viewers to send us videos of children ringing that end of treatment bell in honor of Little Freeport police officer Abigail Arias. And the response really has been amazing thanks to you. Right now, we want to show you another one of those special moments.
Go side to side.
That right there is little Damien, a little boy with Abigail-like strength. Way to go, buddy. He just rang that bell last month. Awesome. Please help us keep this going. If you have a video of your child ringing the remission bell, upload it at clicktohouston.com/bells for Abigail. We also have that on our website, clicktohouston.com. We'd love to share that big moment for you all. Well, Miami-Dade police today are searching for a one-week-old boy who was taken from a home where his mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother were found shot and killed. Investigators say they believe the child's father took him. Yesterday, police found the father's vehicle about 300 miles away from Miami. Shortly afterward, they found his body with a gunshot wound, but no newborn in sight. A witness reportedly told police that she saw a blonde woman sitting in the father's van.
I sit here and pray to God that that is true and that she has the baby. If that is a true fact and that woman is out there, please come forward. I promise you, all we care about is that little Andrew is okay. That's all we care about.
Police say they found a pacifier inside of the van and are working to find the identity of that blonde woman.
Day 2 of the question and answer session in President Donald Trump's impeachment trial, but the spotlight really is on John Bolton and whether Republicans have the votes to block his or any new witness testimony. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
The senator from Colorado.
Thank you. As the final hours of questions and answers in the impeachment trial of President Trump are winding down, emotions are building up.
Enough is enough. Stop all of this.
It is not okay.
Democrats driving home their central argument that the president abused his power by pushing Ukraine to investigate the Bidens.
Shaking down a foreign power to help him cheat in the next election.
Republicans accusing Democrats of trying to remove President Trump from the ballot.
That is the most massive election interference we've ever witnessed.
Lead House Manager Adam Schiff calling the White House legal arguments a descent into constitutional madness. The president on Twitter calling Schiff mentally deranged. All leading up to a climactic showdown tomorrow when senators will face the critical question of whether to call witnesses and extend the process or wrap it up with a move toward acquittal.
Will be acquitted in a bipartisan manner.
3 Republicans have shown an interest in hearing from witnesses, but that would mean the vote fails in a 50-50 tie.
Right now, our focus is on getting 4 Republicans.
The focus outside the chamber on former National Security Advisor John Bolton and whether he'll have a chance to publicly accuse President Trump of withholding Ukraine's military aid for political reasons, as he reportedly alleges in his upcoming book. With President Trump's future hanging in the balance, tonight he's campaigning in the Midwest, asking voters to give him a second term. In one surprising moment today, the Chief Justice refused to read a question from Senator Rand Paul because it might reveal information about the anonymous whistleblower. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
President Trump will be hosting his 61st rally tonight in Des Moines, Iowa. It's happening on Drake University's campus, where people already are lined up to get inside. Randall Thom, who is an original member of the group dubbed Trump Front Row Joes, has been camping out for 2 days to ensure he gets a spot tonight. Thom says it's important for supporters to stand tall and show others they are proud of and stand with President Trump.
We appreciate the fight he's doing for us. We appreciate the strength that he's doing for us. We appreciate what he's doing for our country. We appreciate that he's putting America first.
Members of Trump's Front Row Joes say showing up days before the event gives them opportunities to communicate with people both for and against the president. Some 15,000 people are expected to be in the audience tonight. In the future of space, NASA is retiring its Spitzer Infrared Space Telescope. Spitzer was launched in 2003. It concluded science activities on Tuesday, sent back data on Wednesday, and today it enters a safe hibernation mode. Spitzer observed 800,000 celestial targets during its 16-year mission. It will be replaced by the new James Webb Space Telescope, which is set to launch next year.
Tonight at 10, Channel 2 investigates home warranty companies. Who's holding them accountable when they're not there when you need them? Here's Mario Diaz with a preview.
Homeowners burned by a home warranty company.
Scam.
Upset over the challenges they present once things go out.
I was getting frustrated. I felt like they were trying to get out of the claim.
It sounded like insurance.
But in Texas, you might be surprised who is regulating it.
I guess that's a problem.
Channel 2 investigates, examines home warranty companies, the number of complaints in Texas, and how one state attorney general is taking action.
Someone needs to sue them.
Tonight at 10.
Super Bowl 54 in Miami now just 3 days away.
Coming up, we've got a sneak peek at the parties and all the fun ahead of the big game.
And the season finale of The Good Place airs tonight. Why the cast believes fans will be satisfied with their goodbye.